Hi, I'm singer-songwriter Oscar Butler. How would you like to see the basic framework of a song in action? Well, in the next group of videos, I'm going to show you each part of the framework as I write one of my Song a Week songs. A few weeks back, I decided to simply set up my camera and discuss my thinking process as I put together my Song a Week song I titled You Are My Reason. The link to the finished song is below. So, as I show you the clips from this process, I will be discussing the parts of the framework of a song, and since my last episode was about the idea, that will be the emphasis in this video about these clips. Okay, so here I am, and this is going to be the clip, but you have to realize all I did was set up the camera. There were several cuts throughout, which will actually last throughout the whole process of sharing about the basic framework of a song from all 5 parts. So these clips will be coming throughout the next several videos. But what you have to realize is that all I did was set up the camera, so there's going to be things that I might do that are kind of goofy. But throughout it, I'm going to be talking and discussing some of the ideas and the reasons I do certain things. So here we go. Hi, I am Oscar, and I'm here. I'm making this sort of as a supplement to my songwriting rules. Songwriting rules is primarily I'm documenting. I just decided it's week 7, I believe it is, and I'm writing my new song. But I'm just kind of documenting my writing of this song, of a new song, or at least the beginning of it. I tend to, to get me inspired quickly, I'll watch like other artists that I like for instance, I was watching a little bit of Jonathan Brooke, but I really didn't get that far into it.
The drinker, the thinker, the sweeter.
Gee, I'll watch Jonathan Brooke or Martin Sexton or Dave Wilcox, James Taylor, Kev Moss. A lot of those people just get me thinking in terms of, well, what kind of style I want to start writing. And the thing with that too is that I listen to a lot of songwriters, people whose words are very important in their songs, not so much music where you don't really understand what's being said, but what's being said is important, which is how I write. So when I listen to these people, just a phrase or two that they might say might get me inspired or give me an idea to move into something that I want to write. And but I pulled up Jonathan Brooke, but I love her, and I love this song that she's doing. It's called All You Gotta Do Is Touch Me, but it's a cool song. Yeah, I was thinking of possibly looking at her chord progression in there and kind of working something around that. But then I just picked up the guitar, which this is my bathroom guitar. This is the one that I usually grab and pop into the bathroom with. But I just picked this up and realized, oh, it's tuned in a drop, not a drop D, but in an open D. I don't know. I must have been playing something that one of the last new songs that I did was an open D. Now, this is the funny thing with me, is that I'm very flexible. I don't let myself get bogged down by, oh shoot, it's not right, or if I don't have a sheet of paper, I write on all kinds of things. I have all kinds of sheets of paper all around me, envelopes, all kinds of stuff. So I don't let things bog me down. And like with this, I picked up the guitar, and I had totally forgotten that it was in D. I was originally planning on just, trying to figure something out in standard tuning, but since it had D, fine, I'll just see what I can do there. It's an open D, so I just started playing around with it, and I started playing with a progression that I got from David Wilcox. It's She's Just Dancing. Whoops. I don't know if you can't quite see me. I don't want to roll over Riley here. Riley's sitting back behind me. I think I should show you. But I started this. That's what I started. I started with this little progression, kind of something. When I start writing, I usually try to get some kind of a musical hook that gets you tapping your foot. It's something that, if you listen to a lot of my songs, there's usually something that kind of moves you through the song, gets you musically, sonically moving into the song. And I can usually tell when they're good when I write the song and I'll see people either bobbing their head or, you know, even before I start singing or tapping their foot. But this is what I started with. And, you know, it's something that I would tend to, if I was listening to it, I'd end up bobbing a little bit. And I just was trying to think of words, but it's interesting because I did this, and for some reason that progression made me think about When I Wish Upon a Star. So I just, when I wish upon a star, you know, I kind of like that. And it was like, when I wish upon a star, and that was okay, but it just, for some reason, I didn't know where to go with it from that, or where my lyrics were going to go. From that little hook, in my brain, my mind just went, when I wish upon a star. There was the seed of my idea. It just, I mean, and it popped out that easily. And for me, that's kind of how it works. When I'll start with a little musical hook, and somewhere within that hook, I'll hear something will just start running words through my head, and I'll come up with something that will start the seed of the idea. This song didn't start from a specific idea. Well, I want to write about wishing upon a star. It just kind of happened after kind of grabbing a little chord progression, playing a little bit, and then all of a sudden popping. You know, it just popped in my head. So I started doing this. And from there I went to when I wish upon a star. And actually, when I was doing this one, for some reason, my range didn't work. It didn't feel right there. But when I went higher there, and it was when I wish, wow. When I wish upon a star. And that's what I started with, but then I changed it. I started with When I Wish Upon a Star, but then I was thinking more of a picture, a little movie. I think I had mentioned in one of my blogs or one of my videos that a friend of mine had said that when she listens to my songs, it's kind of like a little movie, and that's kind of how I like to paint my song, is that it's, you know, it's just a little short that I have to set up the first scene, or set up the scene for the movie, and then do it. So I ended up going, I wished upon a shooting star outside of Santa Fe, and I wanted, I don't know why, I just liked Santa Fe. I wanted to do something outside of Santa Fe, and that, there's not, I don't really dig deep into my my reality or my experiences a whole lot to write my songs. A lot of my songs are fictional. There might be a little bit of something in there that I'll throw in there, or something from my life, but for the most part I try to think of situations and scenes that you might relate to, that I would relate to. But one thing about this is that I used to play up in Santa Fe a lot, and I would drive on my way back at night, And remember, from the idea part, you want to have something that people can relate to, and that's where my thinking goes. Is that, well, can people relate to this? And like I said, I believe you can write a song about anything, if you write it well. If you can pull people in to understand what's happening with it. Driving from Santa Fe, a lot of times, and it's a beautiful drive, a lot of times I would see shooting stars. Um, but I had hold on. I wished upon a shooting star outside of Santa Fe. And I had outside of Santa Fe, and that's I don't know if you can see that, the crossed out second line there. I had that, but I wanted to set the scene even more, because I didn't want to think about driving. I think actually originally it was in Santa Fe, but I wanted it to be outside of Santa Fe, because I think about, well, when you're in a city, and Santa Fe is not a big city, but when you're in some place like that, there's lights that really make the sky not really viewable. So I wanted to make sure that, like I said, when I was driving from Santa Fe, it's between Santa Fe and Albuquerque, and it's just pitch dark. When I wished upon a shooting star last night outside of Santa Fe. The moon. And now last night outside of Santa Fe was a change, which I like that. I wanted to set the scene last night outside of Santa Fe. But now where? What was I doing? Was I driving? I mean, when I mentioned about, thinking about shooting stars, it was usually when I was driving home, and I wouldn't stop. I was usually tired from a gig and wanted to. You want to set the who, what, when, where, and how in the first few lines to set this up. A song's only, if you're talking radio play, we're talking, 3 minutes, three to 4 minutes. So you got to set it up quick. And so with this, and as I'm discussing here, is that, well, it's going to be night. It's going to be outside of Santa Fe. And I'll go into a few more details of how I just kind of set the scene. But again, when you're setting the scene like that, you're allowing people to use their imagination to relate to what you're saying. Get home, but I would just be wonderfully amazed by the amount of shooting stars that I would see. But I decided to, I wanted it to be in a field, so. I wished upon a shooting star last night outside of Santa Fe. The moon was new, made the stars so dark. The new moon. Does anybody know what a new moon is? New moon is when there's no moon, when it's totally in the shadow of the earth. So there's no moon. So it makes the sky darker, it makes the stars brighter. I thought about making the new moon, the moon was new, made the stars bright, but then I thought, well, no, I don't want to hit stars again, because I already said stars in the first line. And this is kind of how I think. I don't want to overuse certain words in a song, but so I went. I wished upon a shooting star last night outside of Santa Fe. The moon was new, made the sky so dark from the soft grass where I lay. So the moon was new, made the sky so dark from the soft grass where I lay. So now I'm painting the picture of where I am, the scene. I'm setting the scene so people can decide, can start picturing, okay, laying in a field, in a grassy field, looking up at the stars. So. I wished upon only shooting star last night outside of Santa Fe. The moon was new, made the sky so dark from the soft grass where I lay, and beside me. And now I'm going to add some more, because now at this point I have an idea of where I want to go with this, but I want it to be sort of a romantic, uplifting song. So the next line, I pictured having my girl laying next to me. So I said, and there beside me in my arms, your head upon my chest. If this would be my last day on earth, then it surely is the best. And that's kind of my whole first stanza is that. And so at that point, that's as far as I've gotten so far. But now I'm going to go into probably something like a chorus or something, and bring about what the song is, what the whole point of the song is. Okay, so I just developed my idea for the song. And the idea, I think in the basic framework of a song, I wrote an idea that through the process of the lyric is remembered at the end. So now I have this idea. By the end of the song, I want this idea to still be clear in someone's head what exactly is happening. This whole wish upon a star thing. So this is the first part of setting up this song framework, is that you watched me develop this idea and then expand it, keeping it I want to keep it tight, so it's painting a picture of this little scene that I want to set for you, so that you're going to listen to my song and just kind of have this picture running through your head of what's happening. So that's going to be the first section of this breakdown of my song. Once again, check below, and if you want to go see or listen to the full song, it's completed, it's uploaded to my website. So, I'll see you next time.